What is going on, everybody? It is Big L here, and today I'm super excited to bring you our draft analysis for a brand new league. We are in the YCL YouTube Challenger League VGC division. So, this is my first ever VGC league. I'm super excited. And not only is it VGC, it is Wi-Fi. So we will be playing on Sword and Shield, playing VGC. This is super exciting. Like, you have no idea. Like, I'm super excited for this. I had a lot of help from mainly T4U, but Big Shane and TRT were in there helping me out too. They're going to be kind of like my quote unquote front office this season. I'm also going to be asking for help from good people, obviously. Anyone who's willing to help me out, I greatly appreciate it. I've never done VGC draft before. I love VGC. I prefer VGC to singles. If you know me, you know that. But you know, WPF will always be my home. You know, just so that I'm never gonna not. If I'm playing Pokemon, I'm probably gonna be involved in WPF in some way. I love that community. It's just for season 9, they're doing something I don't really have much interest in. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go try a few things I want to try. Love WPF. Love the homies there. Absolutely. Big shout out to WPF. If you want, go check it out. Absolutely. Definitely. If you want a good showdown league, I highly recommend WPF. But as you can see, YCL VGC right here. You know, new league, and we've also got a new logo. So that's our new logo. Thank you to Tiger VGC for making that. I think your friend made that for us. You know, we have a new profile pic. New profile pic was made by TRT77. Good friend of mine, friend of the channel, absolutely one of the new homies. And but this one was made by Tiger VGC, and I love it. I think it's great. So new league, new logo, new profile picture. You know, we're trying to step it up a little bit. You know, we're trying to get a little bit more involved in like team building, things like that. You know, we've got the new PC, we got the webcam, got the mic, got everything set up. So we're trying to up our game a little bit. So without further ado, let's get into the team. We had the 3rd pick. Now, originally we had a plan that was centered around Indeedee, taking Indeedee female, and taking something like Mewtwo or Dialga with it. That was kind of the original plan. The first plan was Indeedee female with Mewtwo, and then we were like, well, what about a different restricted Pokemon and like Articuno Galar? And I kind of like that build a little better. But when we got the 3rd pick, I was like, wait, we could get something busted at number 3. So let's just see what falls there, and we can adjust our plan accordingly. And something busted definitely fell to us at number 3. We got Calyrex Shadow Rider. That is right, we got Calyrex Shadow Rider, the busted ass horse. So this is Psychic and Ghost. Super fast, super strong. You basically get all of the upsides to Spectrier or Spectrier, whatever people call it. I've called it Spectrier. So you get all the upside to Spectrier, the massive special attack stat, super duper fast, but you also get the upside to having Calyrex, which is its move pool. The one downside to Spectrier is it doesn't really have a lot of moves outside of Ghost moves. Like, you get like Mud Shot, Dark Pulse, but other than that, you don't really have anything. So all it takes is like a bulking and normal type, and you can shut down Spectrier. Not the case with Calyrex Shadow Rider. You get the upside. You actually get a move pool. It's fantastic. I can't believe this fell to number 3. I mean, I can. The first 2 picks were Groudon and Zacian Uncrowned. We banned Zacian Crown, but we allowed Zacian without the Rusted Sword, which could still be kind of busted. You know, if it's banded. I mean, its attack stat isn't as high, but still, you still get that +1 attack boost, and then you get a choice band. It's still really strong. But this thing is really good. And so, whenever I was thinking about what to pair with it, I had ideas, and I would have never dreamt that the Pokemon we were planning to build around from the start would fall back to us at the end of the 2nd round, and that's Indeedee female. Indeedee female is one of the best partners for Calyrex Shadow Rider. When I went into this draft, I said one thing. I said, look, I've never drafted VGC before, but I've played VGC quite a bit. You know, if you know me, you know I played at Collinsville, hashtag last regional ever, before COVID madness started. So it's one of the, so yeah, so I said to myself, and I said to the people who were helping me, I was like, the one thing I want to draft a restricted and a tier 1 that work very well together, that I feel like I can bring every single week. And we definitely got that in this pair. 100%. Indeedee female sets up the psychic terrain for Calyrex. That means, hey, guess what? You can't sucker punch me. You know, no sucker punch. No, none of that shenanigans. No fake out, which means I can freely set up a trick room if I really want to. Like if I want, like obviously I won't set up a trick room next to Calyrex, but Indeedee can set up trick room. Indeedee gets follow me, gets helping hand, mystical fire, all kinds of good stuff, and a little move called expanding force, which works best in psychic terrain, which Indeedee sets up. So these two pair extremely well together. So you may be looking at this team like, man, Big L, you got a pretty good dark weakness going on here. Well, you know, we fixed that with the next pick. We got Terrakion. Now, Terrakion doesn't see too much play in VGC typically, you know, but it does get, you know, stab, rock slide, which is really good. Hits both opponents on the other side of the field, and has that chance to flinch, which is really nice. Also, fighting type, so dark resist with justified. So if I have Calyrex and Indeedee out there, my opponent, but I have Terrakion in the back, they saw me bring Terrakion, they're gonna have to think twice about clicking a dark. Because what if I switch in Terrakion and then boom, I eat that resisted hit, and then you've got a +1 Terrakion staring you in the face. That's not something you're gonna want to deal with. It's just not. That's not something you want to take. It's just not something you want to deal with. So I thought Terrakion paired extremely well with Calyrex and Indeedee. It, you know, with Indeedee we covered that 4 times ghost weakness that Calyrex has, and with Terrakion we cover that 4 times dark weakness that it has, and the dark weakness that Indeedee has. So I feel like we're building a pretty strong squad here. Next up, I wanted to draft a Pokemon that could kind of support Terrakion a little bit, and we thought really hard about this one. This pick, we thought a good little bit about. I was between Milotic and Gastrodon, but we all kind of forgot that Suicune gets Tailwind. Because like later on when I was scrambling to find a Tailwind user, I was like, wait, we should have taken Suicune. Suicune gets Tailwind. Like obviously I was looking at bulky waters, but I figured, you know, in most matchups Milotic is probably the better Pokemon than Gastrodon. Gastrodon gets Storm Drain, which is really nice, but we went with Milotic. Milotic is really good Pokemon. Marvel Scale, you know, you can bring a Flame Orb with Marvel Scale to really make it really bulky, and as it gets recovered. Gets really good support with Icy Wind. Gets Muddy Water, which is really nice. Hits both opponents. And can lower accuracy, which is also really nice. And you know, we can run this thing a lot of different ways. You can run competitive, which also another thing I wanted to do, which, you know, competitive makes you have to think twice about bringing Intimidate, because if I bring an offensive, you know, Milotic, and you bring that Intimidator in to intimidate Terrakion, well, I could switch in. I could have Milotic out there, and you're not going to want to give Milotic a +2 boost for competitive. So Milotic does a lot of good things. If I really want, I could run Flip Turn, but it's VGC. There's not as much switching in VGC. But I could run Flip Turn if I wanted to get a slow Flip Turn off, get a free switch into Calyrex or something like that. Also, excuse me. Also, it gets like I said, it gets Recover. It gets Coil, which is really nice. So I could run Coil sets. And yeah, so it's pretty good. So it can be run a lot of different ways. Milotic's just a very good Pokemon in general. I've never used Milotic before, so I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to using Milotic. And so yeah, just a very good Pokemon that can be used a lot of different ways, and it's a staple. It's a pretty good Pokemon no matter what. It can do a lot of different things. And so next up, I was like, you know what? I was deciding between a few different Pokemon here. I don't remember what the other Pokemon I was considering was for this next pick, but then I saw Arcanine. Arcanine was still sitting right there. And in case you don't know, Incineroar is one of the most used Pokemon in VGC. Obviously, it's really good. But Arcanine was Incineroar in VGC before Incineroar. Fire type with Intimidate. It doesn't have the extra things that Incineroar has, like Fake Out, Parting Shot, things like that. But Arcanine, it also gives me another Justified user. So if you're switching, it does have Justified. So another Pokemon that, if I want to bring it offensive one week, physical offensive, I can switch it in on a Dark type move, get that Justified boost, and really do some work, with things like Flare Blitz, gets Wild Charge, Extreme Speed if I'm not in my own terrain. So it can hit really hard. It's a really, really good Pokemon. I used it in Collinsville. And also, Intimidate plus Snarl is just really, really good. Intimidate plus Snarl. And I don't really have a fire weakness right now, but if I really want to bring Flash Fire, I can bring Flash Fire. Give myself a fire immunity, which is really, really nice. If I'm going against, I don't think it got drafted, but if I'm going up against like a Kyurem White or something like that, like it could just be really, really good. But Arcanine, yeah, it does what it does. It can be run offensive, it can be run defensive. You could bring it specially defensive with the Intimidate. Obviously you don't need to bring it fully defensive, but it's just got great all-around stats. And yeah, so really, really good. Next up, I thought again, I was really thinking about it. This was a T4U pick more than anything. I trust him, 100% trust him. I've never used this Pokemon, but I think it does fit the team pretty well. It also shows up it gives me another reason to not bring Intimidate, and that is I got Obstagoon. Guts, Reckless, and Defiant. So another reason you're not going to want to bring Intimidate against me. And another reason you're not going to want to bring Dark, because it's another Dark Resist, another Ghost Immunity. As you can tell right now, our team, Chair's hitting something. Our team is very, very much built around supporting Indeedee and Calyrex. That's what I was going for. But I think we have really, really good mons to do it. But normal Dark, pretty good typing. Solid offensive typing. 4 times weak to fighting, which isn't ideal, but in electric terrain, we don't have to worry about things like Mach Punch, which is really, really nice because it does have a decent speed tier. I think it's base 90, base 90 to base 95. I can't remember exactly. But gets things like Parting Shot. Parting Shot is always good. I can bring Defiant. Like I said, Defiant is probably what it's gonna get most use in VGC. Parting Shot, like I said, is really, really good. But if I want, I can bring a Guts, like a Flame Orb Guts set with Facade. But no, this thing can be really, really good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I've never used one before. And so after this, I was like, you know what? I need to start drafting some slower mons, because if you know VGC, you know that Trick Room is very, very, very good in VGC. And I was like, you know what? The slowest Pokemon on my team right now is base 81 speed, which isn't exactly slow. So, and I want to work on my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I need to start working on a Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I need to start drafting slower ones. So, next up, I was like, and this is all in the lower tier. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I felt like tier 3 was kind of a void. I didn't really think there were a lot of mons that fit my team that well in tier 3. So I was pretty excited to get into the lower tier. There were a few things I had my eye on. And the next Pokemon I got was Alchemy. I think Alchemy has a really, really good chance to be good. I've never used it before, but like if you look at its stats, pretty bulky, got a pretty decent special attack stat. Decorate can be really, really good. If I get in the right situation, I can get it next to, like I said, like my Calyrex, or even my Arcanine or my Milotic or anything, really, because it boosts the Pokemon you use it on's attack and special attack by 1. So Decorate can be really, really good if I can bring up like a bulky Decorate set. It also, I believe it also gets Helping Hand. I could be wrong. Gets Mystical Fire like basically every fairy got in Gen 8. And yeah, it could just overall be a really good, really good Pokemon. Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Stored Power can be really good. You know, if someone allows you to get it off for whatever reason. You know, if I see it as a win con, you know, I could sit Indeedee next to it. You know, follow me. But yeah, that's what Alchemy's here. It gave me, you know, I needed a fairy type. I didn't have one yet. I felt like it was the best one left that I could afford. Really, we thought about Aromatisse, but I don't feel like I'll be setting my own Trick Room very much, and I feel like Alchemy gives me something that people have to prepare for. You know, you have to prepare for you know, its setup. Otherwise, it could be basically. Next up, and this was originally Copper originally I had Copper here, and because I was planning on taking another tier 3 later, because this was a tier 3. I was planning on taking Crobat later with Pikachu, but Pikachu got sniped from me later, so we went back. We originally took Copper here. Again, I wanted something that could be used offensively in Trick Room, and I feel like Escavalier was just a much better fit. I feel like it, you know, negates that ground weakness with the bug typing. You know, fire obviously is this thing's one weakness. Like I said, Bug Steel is a fantastic defensive typing. Only has the one weakness, and that is the quad weakness to fire, which is unfortunate. But you know, we've got Mons to mitigate that. Like I said, we've got, you know, Milotic, Arcanine, Terrakion all resist that, so we're not really super worried about fire. We've got things to support it, and Escavalier was really good. So if you're gonna bring Trick Room against me, you're gonna have to be ready to outslow and deal with a really strong Escavalier. So mainly it's a Trick Room deterrent, because I'm not crazy about playing in Trick Room. Spoiler alert to people. But you know, I understand that, you know, if you're gonna have success at VGC, you have to be ready for it, and you have to be able to play in it a little bit, and that's just how it is. That's the nature of the monster. That's just nature of the beast. So Escavalier, really good. I'm really looking forward to it. Steel, and like I said, Steel and Bug is just really good typing. And in Trick Room, it can be an absolute monster because of how slow it is. So next up, again, I'm keeping the theme going of Mons that I can use in Trick Room, and we got Alolan Executor, the long tall boy himself, Grass Dragon. Like I said, it's really high special attack stat. It's bulky, it's really bulky. We could use Harvest to keep using berries, which is really nice. You know, obviously Draco Meteor, Leaf Storm, both really strong special attacks. Also gets like Dragon Hammer on the physical side. But this thing is mostly a special attacker. It's slow, which is, again, I was going for something that I could use in Trick Room, because there's gonna be hard Trick Room teams. You know, this is VGC. There's gonna be hard Trick Room teams. I'm gonna need ways to function. That's all it is. Like, that's the main reason I took this Pokemon. I needed a Dragon type. I felt like I felt like I needed something that could function in Trick Room as well, and I felt like this filled both of those roles. And it's really strong. So now I've got a really strong physical attacker and a really strong special attacker that can function in Trick Room. So that's what I really wanted with those 3 picks, was sure up my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, sure up a way to function in Trick Room, and I feel like I accomplished that with all of those Mons. Filled some needs, and that was the basis of those 3 picks. Moving on, I felt like I wanted. This is where things got kind of sideways, because someone who shall not be named decided to take Pikachu right before I was going to take it. The last 2 picks were originally going to be Pikachu, Crobat. Those were my last 2 picks originally, but then Pikachu got taken right before. So then we decided, instead of Crobat, I'm going to go with another Pokemon, because I really wanted a speed tier between Terrakion and Calyrex. Because Calyrex is base 150, Terrakion is base 108. I really wanted something in the middle there, so I could force, you know, those base 110s to have to be I like something like base 120. I really wanted to force it to be jolly or timid instead of letting it be modest. So I ended up going with Aerodactyl. I think Aerodactyl has a chance to be pretty good. You know, things like wide guard, taunt, and you know, so really, really good. And it gets the tailwind, which is really what I really, really wanted. Originally, the plan was Crobat because I didn't want to stack the rock weakness, the rock typings, but I think it works. Like I said, I think wide guard's good in VGC. You know, if you're going up against someone who's, you know, keeps spamming, you know, Dazzling Gleam and Icy Wind, or Dazzling Gleam, Muddy Water, or Blizzard, or something like that. Just any Heat Wave, anything like that. You know, you can just go in there, click wide guard with it with Aerodactyl, and then just attack with your other Pokemon. Really, really good speed tier at 130, which is what I was looking for. I wanted something in between Calyrex and Terrakion to really, really mitigate, you know, that big gap in there. You know, that's a 42-point gap. That's a huge gap. So that really forces Pokemon like around 130 to run Timid or Jolly instead of Modest. Something like Tapu Koko now has to run Timid or Jolly instead of Modest. Adamant, which is really, really nice. It means I can live a hit that I might not have lived before. So, and then last but certainly not least is our boy Stunfisk. This is basically here, you know, static is nice. We didn't have a ground type, didn't have an electric type. Really wanted Pikachu. I wanted Lightning Rod, but static is fine. Discharge is also pretty nice, even though I don't like. I mean, I'd have to click Protect next to it. But it's also slow, can function in Trick Room. It does have a decent special attack stat, so it can creep up on you if you're not careful. But overall, I'm not too disappointed with this. I think Pikachu Crobat would have fit my team better, but I do feel like Escavalier is an upgrade over Copperajah. But that's the squad. I really, really like it. People haven't really been talking too much about how they feel about other people's teams in the Discord, but I'm really, really, really looking forward to this. I think our team's good. I really do, on paper at least. Basically, you see our draft is like a tale of two halves. You know, you've got the top half. You've got Calyrex and ways to support it, 1 through 6, and then the bottom half is basically, hey, how do I work in Trick Room? Plus Aerodactyl. So, but I think we did an okay job. There's some Pokemon left that I'm surprised are there, but I don't see what I would drop. We may have to see what works and what doesn't. I'm thinking about building a few teams on the ladder just to test some things out. But overall, I think this team is really good. I think we have a really good shot, and I'm really nervous. Not just because it's my first Wi-Fi league, not because it's my first BGC league, but this is the first time since WPF Season 3 that I've been in a new league. So you get comfortable knowing like kind of where you're at in the hierarchy of talent and stuff whenever you're in a league for so long. Like in WPF, I know I'm not the best trainer, I know I'm not the best player, but I know I'm like pretty good as far as WPF coaches go. But like here, I have no idea. Like I have no idea how good these people are. I have no idea how good I am compared to them. I might just go 0-9 and just get my shit stepped in. So we'll see. It's my first ever time playing on Wi-Fi, which is really, really exciting. So thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think about the team. I'm really looking forward to it. I will have links down below to all the YCL people. I'm sure they'll give us something that they haven't given us. I'm recording this before we even have an upload date for this, because this league is upload required. This is an upload required league. So I haven't been given a date for when this will be going up. I just wanted to get it done while I had a day to do it. I didn't, I just work a third shift, homeowner now. We got a lot of stuff to do, so I just wanted to get it done while I had an opportunity to get it done. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I will have links down below to YCL people, so please go check them out. And also, if you're from the YCL and you want a place to hang out, another cool Pokemon place to hang out, you're looking for maybe a showdown league, I'll have a link down below to the WPF Discord as well. So please go check that out. But that'll do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And we will catch you with the battles. I'm super, super excited. I hope you guys are too. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have a good one. Take it easy.